This side of the ground.
Right,
So
right.
everything's
10 toes
great.
to the ground, breathing good.
Yes,
I mean, we all good. That's what's up, man. We happy that y'all here with us tonight.
Appreciate the
You know what I'm
invite.
saying? For sure. Our whole goal is to, you know, to network and bring, you know, Columbus first, you know, community, who doing what you're trying to do. Let us help you, and you know, reach out, man. So it's good that y'all.
You got to show love to get love, you know.
Five show.
Definitely.
So yeah, we gonna go through the recap, man. Y'all sit back and enjoy with us, man. We're gonna link in, we're gonna chime in, and it's gonna be good.
So for those of you that were listening last week, we had Amara Leggett, the young legend here. I mean, she was talking about building a brand even as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, she
Graduated high school and college, 16 years old, and building a brand to a point where she's touring everywhere talking to youth about, you know, you can do this. You can do dual majors, and you can get to a point where, you know, you can graduate and have it, and she's only 16.
That's big.
16,
especially at that age.
So she's 17 now, man, and within that 1 year, man, I mean, she got her brand together. She got her mom backing her, which is her mom is a videographer and photographer, so she getting good capture.
That's a good drive, man. That drive,
right? She spoke to our students, man, and it was really impactful, man. They really gravitated to her, and you know what I'm saying, was feeling everything she was saying. So,
and she's already done a TED Talk. I mean, that alone, that confidence to get in front as a 16-year-old, getting in front of a crowd of 100, 200 people.
Yeah, no, it's big. I was just not to interrupt you, but he has no idea what the TED Talk is. But
we about to play one.
You know
what?
TED Talk, man. It's the big thing. Where
he's like the dude named Ted who's like talking every week.
I thought it was like was it Wayne's World?
Nah.
His name was Ted.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, man.
It's all right though, man.
What this guy does beside him, this is
man.
show.
Hey, this the guy though. But now, go ahead. What we gonna do is we gonna play one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll explain it to you how they.
You ain't gotta explain it to me if I'm gonna hear it.
Nah, what I'm saying.
Well, they're all different. Yeah.
It's a visual to it.
I got a visual.
Yeah.
I
Well, it ain't
watch.
Yeah.
Oh, we not watching?
Nah, we watch.
So just kind of a rundown of tonight, man. Again, we got Freshbrand in the building. We can talk about their brand, how they came about, where they see themselves going. We also want to talk about the greatest quarterback of all time. Is it Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? Tom Brady. We want to have a recap over the weekend of college and then Gaines fantasy football. And then the topic of the week, again, this depression, drug abuse, and the suicide, mental illness in the entertainment industry, and what as a community we need to do to help the youth not ruin their lives, man, and really help build themselves, just like Amara did with the young legend, how we can build youth into these brands and businesses and build our community.
Real talk.
So with that said, I'm going to go right to the TED Talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is, if anyone's seen Rocky 4, Dolph Lundgren, who played the Russian. If he does, he does. This is his TED Talk, and it's titled On Healing and Forgiveness. So go and peep it out.
I'd like to tell you a story. It's about a little boy who grew up in Sweden in the 60s and 70s. His dad was this tall, good-looking army officer. His mom was this pretty but shy linguist. He had a brother and two sisters, and they lived in a suburb of Stockholm. And that little boy was me. I think I remember the first time my dad hit me. I was around 3 or 4, I think, I was walking in front of the TV and he kicked me and I flew into some bookshelves. And I remember there was blood, and my mom was screaming. See, my dad had a lot of problems, and he took it out on me and my mom, never touched my brothers or sisters. And this started when I was about 3 or 4 and went on till I was about 11 or 12. It was a really hard part of my life because I had to go to school with a black eye, or, you know, some of my hair was missing when he'd been yanking my head. I think some of you may know what I'm talking about. I understand how you're feeling. You see, when you get abused at home, you have 2 choices. It's like an animal, fight or flight. You can either run away, which was impossible for me because I was a little kid living at home, or you can fight back, which I couldn't do because, you know, I was just a little kid. My dad was my size. But I've learned later there's a 3rd choice. You freeze. It's like a gazelle being taken by a lion. You just freeze and go dead. All your emotions are bottled up inside. I would just let.
Oh yeah, TED Talks.
So again, that TED Talk is where the topic of the week is going to be going, folks. We're going to be talking about bottling it up and the effects of that.
Yeah.
But we also, as a community, want to talk about unbottling it, getting it out before it gets to suicide and drug abuse. So we're going to go break. I want you to keep that thought because when we come back, man, we hitting sports. And the greatest debate of all time, is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Who?
Somebody said Ben.
Ben?
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey, somebody.
Oh, you said
It was
too?
me.
All right. Well,
Oh.
somebody here on my live said Ben.
We got Steeler Nation in the building.
Hey, look, I don't even got a
Take
my
favorite
shirt off,
quarterback.
man, or
But
something?
nah, you
I
should.
got-
Okay,
okay,
don't even worry about that.
that's-
Hey, we going to break, y'all.
So
Hey,
Christian
catch us
shot.
up in your ear a couple minutes, man. We going to break.
I'll let you, Monster Boys.
What up, world? We back.
What up?
We ain't really left. We still here. You know, we doing our thing. But yeah, man, we just had to take a break, man. Make sure we on, you know, on topic and we online to do whatever we need to do when we need to do it. So D the Prophet. So we had a nice little small debate last week when we did sports, because you know I always come in with sports. You know, I'm gonna talk about fantasy football because right now I suck. I'm like 0-3. No.
It's definitely a ball.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said ball. You said ball.
I said ball.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I ain't need that because I know what I'm talking about.
Just
I'm
say
talking
you
about
garbage.
sports,
Just
bro.
say you garbage.
All right, I'm garbage. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
That's what I had to deal with back in
definitely
Central
was needed,
State, y'all.
Hey, you got to go live, bro.
Ooh.
Are we live?
Yeah,
We're going
now
to keep it
we-
rolling, but we ain't live.
Now we live.
Now we live. Oh, we were just wondering about live on our Blended View 614 page, but it's all
This
good.
dude just went ham.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That was
We gonna
good.
keep
You
this
didn't
show
have that
rolling.
on camera.
We
You're
gonna
like,
keep
oh, I
this show
suck.
rolling.
Like,
But we had sports, folks.
Okay,
you
so
just
we had
want-
Keep it
sports.
rolling.
Yeah.
So we had sports.
It was like zoomed up on me. Like, what? What's up?
Yeah. doing
Yeah,
I
paparazzi.
thought it was that sucks, bro. The whole time, right?
Are we straight?
So fantasy football. I'm garbage. All right.
Okay.
I'm 0-3 in one of my leagues, and I'm 1-2 in the other one.
Facts.
And I was disgusted because last week I had Drew Brees on the bench. He had like 40-something points. Tom Brady, trash can last week, and that's who I had in. So that's why I'm upset, and that's why I'm not going for Brady as an all-time. Forget him. He on the decline. Whatever. I don't even like the Patriots. So I just wanted to bring that up. Somebody tell me real quick if you do listen and you do play fantasy. I got Cooper Kupp playing tonight, man, but I got Marvin Jones on the bench. Who should I put in? Somebody holler at yourboy.com. All right, so after that, we're going straight into the topic of discussion, man. Greatest of all time, man. The GOAT. Who is the GOAT? Who is the GOAT quarterback of the NFL?
Between
Tom
Aaron
Brady
Rodgers
and Aaron Rodgers.
and
Now,
Tom.
we both did a little research, man. We got a little something on both of our quarterbacks because he feels like it's Tom, and I like Aaron Rodgers, man.
And JR, I got to tell the audience something. I am not the biggest football fan that you'll meet, but I'm a stats guy.
Okay.
Coming from education, the numbers don't lie. I got my stats right in front of me right here. And the stats do not lie that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback compared to Aaron Rodgers. Now,
Okay.
Tom Brady has been in the league longer, correct?
Correct. He has way more years.
And opportunities in the Super Bowl. So I don't think
Right.
it's fair to compare like MVP awards in the Super Bowl.
No. But in the regular season, I guess you can.
We could.
That's cool. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is better despite not having the same accomplishments as Tom Brady. Anybody
Mhm.
agree?
I'm a Browns fan, so I'll opt out of this conversation.
So you're
Shouldn't be talking.
So Baker
Oh.
Mayfield, though, you like him this week?
Oh, definitely,
Okay.
definitely
Like-
better than
Tyrod?
Mr. Taylor. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good stuff. You being Roethlisberger?
I'm not a Ben Roethlisberger fan. I'm a Steelers man.
Okay.
I'm
We
a
got
Steelers man.
Steelers. Oh.
Okay, let that be
okay.
known.
Pause.
But nah, ain't no pause. Yeah, it's a pause.
So what'd you think about Le'Veon Bell, like
Yeah.
with that whole
It's-
situation?
If you know Pittsburgh, you know Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They're not gonna give up the money regardless. They could care less.
There's always someone better.
You're gonna leave. It's always somebody better. It's always somebody who will suit that position and set up for the money. So
So you think Connor is the next best thing?
it ain't the next best thing, but he's settling for now. He's settling for now. We ain't got no complaints.
Okay.
We still keeping our stats up. So
But I mean, y'all won 1-1.
we won 1-1. That's the beginning.
Y'all
of
got the
season,
same
man.
record as us.
I mean,
Hey, in the end, all that matter. We
We
are.
tied
We
with
are. We do
Cleveland
got the
Browns.
same. We do got the same stats as the Cleveland Browns. But I'm a Pittsburgh man. I'm a diehard Pittsburgh
Okay.
man. But I also would like to see Cleveland do something just because it's in Ohio
in
City.
Ohio.
Mhm.
I
Like,
respect that.
I definitely say that. Like it's in Ohio City, and I would love to see them do something.
That's what's up.
And the
Just
Bengals are 2-1.
Cavaliers did, so like
So
the Browns.
I mean, I think everybody want to see Cleveland do better because Cincinnati has so many opportunities, man, and they just
Yeah,
they blew it.
blow it.
Yes.
Cincinnati just think
Facts.
they're not gonna. That's not gonna
I
happen.
mean,
It ain't
man,
going-
come on. But
Facts.
It ain't gonna happen.
all right, okay, cool. We got love, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. You Bengals
Cincinnati
fan.
Bengals.
And you know I'm a
You a
fantasy-
Bengals fan?
Yeah, you're a Bengals fan.
Damn. All this trash.
Hey,
around
I'm a fantasy football
Sorry,
fan.
You
bro.
tied with the Browns.
Yeah, that it sound bad. I ain't gonna.
All right. So here we go. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, is better despite of not having the same accomplishments as Brady. Aaron Rodgers has been in the season for 13 seasons. He is arguably one of the most talented quarterbacks to play in the NFL. He only been to one Super Bowl. So that's where people argue and say, he can't be the best if he only been one Super Bowl. He got career 38,000 passing yards, 313 touchdowns. He's been MVP in the league 3 times, and he's had.
So he's got more MVPs than Brady. Brady's got 2 MVP awards in the regular season.
And that's why I say talent wise, I think Aaron Rodgers has the up on Tom. Because Tom is stiff, man. Tom know how to throw, but you catch Aaron Rodgers throwing, running. He got 25 rushing TDs. He's threw 300 touchdowns.
What's his completion percentage?
So you go back to the stats. I told you, don't ask me about no stats, bro.
64%.
Okay, that's cool, man. But when you watch, who do you like watching better? I like watching Aaron Rodgers.
I like the Safe Auto commercials. They're pretty funny.
See what I'm saying? Who y'all like watching better, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
I would have to go with Aaron.
Y'all can't talk to me
come
about
on,
this,
man.
man. I'm just being honest.
So
He's gonna
I
go
don't
back
like
to
Brady.
Ben.
No, I go with Rodgers.
Okay,
I go with Rodgers. And
And
I don't like Brady at all, man.
I
Like,
don't
he just
I don't like the Patriots.
All right.
I don't like the team, the city, nothing like that.
So I won. How about that? I won.
All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. But Blended View 614 fans, please leave on the page what your opinion is. Who's the better quarterback, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? We'd like to hear from you.
5 show.
Next up, OSU destroying Tulane. How about that game?
That was a given.
That was like, did you see Tulane? They look like a high school squad. Jerseys and everything.
Man. You see that Blocko, man?
Yes, facts.
You see that Blocko,
If you
man.
live in Ohio, man, you don't rep Ohio State, man. I mean, it don't make
Something wrong with you.
Definitely doesn't make sense.
Something's
I definitely got a
wrong
couple
with you.
homies though.
Or
that-
move. Like, that's shit. You got options.
Leave.
You know?
It is some Michigan
You got
fans in
options.
Ohio, though.
Let me
That's a
ask you
lot.
though.
That's a lot. My
Let me
cousin
ask you.
is-
Penn State though this weekend.
Yeah, we good.
How are we gonna look?
We good. I think Haskins, his arm, like in my opinion,
He only missed like 1 or 2
that's what I'm
passes.
saying, like his accuracy is so good. We talk about we don't talk about the great passes he makes. We just talk about the ones that get missed because there's so many great ones that he makes
Yes,
that we got to talk about the ones where they missed the ball.
exactly.
So I feel like if he does what he does, we
good.
We good.
What about the rushing game though? I'm not seeing
Yes,
against Tulane. I figured we'd have a lot of yards.
They got the potential, but you got to think Haskins is an actual in the pocket.
Yeah, he's
quarterback.
an
You know what I mean?
armed
He's a
quarterback.
Yeah.
Like when you
So you
got-
don't need to run it.
You
Yeah.
feel me? And,
Mhm.
and
As
he's,
much,
he's,
yeah.
he's delivering. Like it's completion. So
Yeah.
And what's crazy though is that if you look at all of our first games, in each game, a different receiver had the most catches for the most
Yeah.
yards.
Mhm.
So he's not even picking one receiver and
Right.
like that's my go-to.
yeah.
He done hit 4
Yep.
different
Yep.
receivers.
Right.
So you know what I mean in 4 different
Definitely
games,
swinging that
and
ball.
yeah, he's
He
as
doing
long
his
as he
thing.
keep
Ball.
doing him, he good.
And
Facts.
that's what Ohio State don't normally have is somebody that can throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
'cause
got
always gotta
somebody
run it.
that won a
Yeah.
couple throws and
Yeah.
okay, I'm taking off.
Right.
I'm handing off.
And I know he's not listening right now, but stay away from the club, stay away from all the extra drama.
Yeah, don't let
Just go to college and play football.
Yes.
Seriously, we don't need you doing nothing new, nothing
If you
extra.
choose
You're not in
to.
the NFL yet.
Yeah, just chill out. Don't worry about the girl. Just play football.
I do want to throw this in the radar. Michigan is looking hot. So O State, you about to face a
ain't
good
never
Michigan
worried. We
squad
ain't
this
never
year.
scared. We
I'm
ain't
just
never
throwing it out there. Speak it into existence. I want O State to
My
win. but-
daughter is 14. I don't think that she's ever seen Michigan win, or maybe she was like 1. or
Wow.
2.
No, she
Wow.
was no, they wasn't even born yet. They
Oh.
wasn't born.
So yeah, I don't
They
think.
wasn't born.
think my
'cause that
daughter
was,
has
they
ever
won the
seen-
year when I was still at Self Express.
I think she's watching right now.
Yeah,
so
that was
shout out to you,
2002.
Kayla.
Okay, you was at Suffolk Express.
Sophie Express. Had
That's
to-
how I got a recap. Man.
Yeah.
I've been in my job for 14
Yeah,
years,
that's
man.
what's
You know
up.
what I'm
I got
saying?
it.
Yeah.
I got it.
I'm a dedicated type dude.
That's cool,
Wow.
man. That's
selling
I'm
furniture off the
dedicated, man.
dock.
okay.
Oh, my bad.
So all right, so there it is then, man. We got love for O State, man. O State, I'm watching the game this weekend for sure.
Facts.
You don't watch the game every weekend?
I kind of
Ooh.
depending on I might have to cut
You
some
study
grass.
because that's
I'll be
definitely-
cutting grass.
Then listen to it on your headphones.
Oh, you got a landscaping business? Let's talk
Yeah,
about that.
I do.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's pretty good.
And what's it called?
It's called AG. It's all good everywhere. Hey, I got the lawnmower in the trunk.
Hey, listen, this dude is like that. He's like that. I ain't gonna say what he is, but he's that guy that ride around with the lawnmower hanging out the back of his.
With the bungee cords.
Yeah, I have.
Not as
that
neon.
Got that guy hanging out the back of his Dodge neon.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
You know, it means necessary. He
Yeah.
love his car smelling
Yeah.
like grass.
It do right now.
You know, so I mean, for you ladies, if you're looking for a guy that smell like outside,
Holla at your boy.com. Holla at your moms.
All right, your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Hey,
ladies love grass.
the grass
Ladies
Don.
love
You know what I'm saying? The grass and dirt Don. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's keep
Ain't
it
seen
moving,
ladies
man.
out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep it moving.
Let's take it to break, man, because up next we about to come back and we're gonna go right into the interview with Lamont, Jermaine, Freshbrand, and we about to peep out, you know, what's good and where you taking this, you know.
Yeah.
So
In a second, y'all, we'll be back, man. Stay locked in. Catch us in the air.
What up, world? This your boy D the Prophet.
JR the Great. I'm still here.
And we are back. The Mazda boys are back in the building. And this part of the show, we about to interview Lamont. So,
And Jermaine.
and Jermaine.
Freshbrand.
So, Lamont,
Here for the show.
Yes, sir.
give me a timeline of how you got to here.
Well, when we first started, it was more of Jermaine.
Okay.
Jermaine, he had a local artist that was that he was rocking with, that he wanted to start his own brand with him.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it kind of started with him,
Mm-hmm.
but it was more of Jermaine designing. Like, he's like the guy, like the designing, the creativity, the he like the ghostwriter of Freshbrand, the graphic, the whole nine, man. Like he got his times and his days where he just like,
People
but
get on
like
my nerves.
outside of everything, like, man, the dude is really great, man. Like, I appreciate everything he done for the brand. He's recently started pushing towards other things, but that's because of the customers, the hassle, the I need this then, I need this now, and we just two dudes. We've been living in Columbus our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't never really had nothing when as kids.
Columbus made.
Finally got somewhere to get something, and it's like, okay, let's run with it.
Yeah.
So it was like we had 8, 9 dudes that was like, oh, we love it, but then they had the same drive as we did. You know what I'm saying? It was like okay, yeah, cool, like, yeah, I'm gonna wear it. But then it was like, when it was time for dues, or when it was time for, you know, money to be pushed towards an event or anything like that, nobody was there.
Yeah.
It was just me and him. You know what I'm saying? And but it went from not having money for this type of stuff. Oh, Jermaine, like, man, let's do something. Let's do a fundraiser. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do a cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
We was doing cleanups in our old neighborhood that we grew up in, just to have money for our clothing line. You know what I'm saying? It's to do different stuff. Because we just, like I said, we just regular dudes. We work every day. You know what I'm saying? We got kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He went through a whole thing with his daughter and trying to get custody of her, and you know, the whole little thing with that. I went through the same thing with one of my kids. So it was like a money nonstop with lawyers. And it's like, dang, like, okay, yeah, we got a claim, but yeah, all right. It ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it turned around to really being something once we got our life settled. Yeah. Once we got our life settled, and it was like set, like, yo, like, let's really push this. Like let's push this. Like, and we had our downfalls to where it was like, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. Some Jordans that come out, yo, y'all should do this. Like, yeah, that would be cool, but we ain't got the money to be trying to clothe the city. Right. But then when we got the money, we start doing it, and then everything just flopped. Everything just flopped. Everything just fell apart because we was printing nonstop, 20, 30, 40, 50 shirts for this day. And once that day was over with, we was stuck with all them shirts.
That day that he's talking about actually worked out. So he basically had it, like, to keep it 100. Artist by the name, I ain't gonna call him local, but artist by the name of Fresh. He goes by Dario Pope now, but Fresh had hit me about doing a clothing line, doing some t-shirts for him. We started the line, did a couple things. 100, him and I fell out at that point. At that point, I had gotten the equipment. I was doing all the designs and stuff, so I was like, I'm rolling with it. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
So obviously, I've known this guy before I knew him. I don't even remember where we met, how we met, or how we became friends, as long as I've known him. So obviously he was a go-to. So we went ahead and went with it. And along the lines, like you said, there was people that wanted to do this and that. I mean, early on, I know we did some work for Trey Burke and his family. And then we hooked up with Dylon for making the band. Did some stuff for Dylon, Mickey Fax. We did a shirt for Talib Kweli. So, you know, we just start using our connections to find people that we could do custom stuff for.
Right. That makes sense.
And then with that came other people wanting custom stuff. And I'll be honest, I'm not a people person. I'm a people person to a certain extent.
Gotcha.
So now it's
But
like
that's what this guy is for.
that's what he's for. So now it's like Freshbrand is like I have no issue playing a back burner.
Gotcha.
Like I've literally been places and people walk up to him like, Mr. Freshbrand, this, and this, and they have no idea who I am, and I am fine with that.
Yeah,
I am cool with that.
He checked me on that. I'm like,
I'm
hey,
cool
Mr.
with that
Freshbrand,
because he is the face. He is the guy. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, so I can focus on other things and I can design for other people or whatever and still keep Freshbrand going. But yeah, with like yin and yang, like I hate talking. I'm a texter. Don't call me, please. Don't call me. Don't, because especially in this business, we got to have things in black and white. Unfortunately, you do orders or people say this and this, and then you get it's time to pay, and they like, well, I said, well, you ain't tell me. Nah, text me. So it's right there in black and white, so I can refer back to no. We said this on this date, this, and this, da da da. So since I don't like to deal with a lot of that, he took over that, and we good now. We just getting ready for this relaunch.
That's good. So what was the connection as far as like community, like with the hood? Like was it just a point where y'all felt like, hey, you know, we gotta help our people?
We really got started out because we did customs. We were doing stuff for a lot of rappers, and I love the music scene, so I hate to call anybody from Columbus local. So we were doing a lot of stuff for the music scene in Columbus. A lot of rappers. We had did a big campaign where we had came out with a shirt, I am Columbus.
Okay.
So that's what he was talking about. Like we had to do like 50, 60 shirts. We had a photo shoot. My man Vegas took care of that. We had the who's who of Columbus, producers, models, camera people, rappers, radio people. We had them all come out. We provided the shirt, I am Columbus. We all took pictures together, did the campaign. You know what I mean? And we've done so many shirts that have had a local feel, I guess you would say. Like we do the O State of Mind shirts. You know, we do 614. So you know what I mean? So we've always wanted to, straight out of Columbus. We've always wanted to give back and be able to do that. And like, if you can get people in your hometown to support you, then that's great. Because unfortunately, especially in the music in Columbus, you have to go out of town and get recognition from out of towners before your hometown messes.
That's sad.
So we wanted to try to do it the opposite way and say, no, let's get our hometown behind us. You know what I mean? And then we can venture off and do bigger things.
I just wanted to go back, man. You guys hit on two very important things in building a company: your vision, and you stuck with that, like as a duo, and then knowing your role within a company. Who are your influences? Because your artwork's amazing. You like let me peeped into it before the show. Do you have any like influences, like artists that you like grew up and you saw their artwork and like
I mean, as far as artists, I mean, really, it was younger. I mean, it was graffiti. Definitely, you know what I mean, hip hop. But I like things simple. I think simple is so much better. Like I do logos and stuff, and some people will hit me and be like, I want this, and this. And sometimes I tell them like, you don't want all that. Like you just want the message to be clear. Like just simple, out there, something catchy. You know what I mean? So that just the simplicity of things is like, that's sort of where we go. We don't, you're not gonna get a Freshbrand shirt that got a million things on it.
That way.
But
that's why you say yin and yang.
That's where I go.
I think outside the box.
Yeah.
Because I'm the flashy, gotta be seen.
Yeah.
I know you like me. I know you love me. Like, that's just me.
Yeah.
I've always been the flashy type dude. But it was, all that came about after me and him start rocking, because as kids, like I said, we didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, it was like, man, like, I like that. Like, I want that. Let's try it.
Yeah.
So it was like the Old Navy performance fleeces was in. Shit, we can afford them. We gotta figure out something. All right, you wear it this day and I'll wear it this day. We both got it. Let's take a picture and collide them together. You know what I'm saying? It was just stuff like that. So I always like flashy and nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got a brother that's actually from New York, and me and him as kids didn't grow up together.
Yeah.
So as I got older, I met him when I was in about the 10th, 11th grade. So he brought that New York swag into me, like, yo, like, nah, don't wear those. Like, wear these.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like, I'll wear them. And I wear them. I was like, yo, like, where you get them from? I'm like, shit, KC's. Like, yeah,
You
I'm
gotta
lying
put
because I'm like, I got
$1
my
in,
brother's closet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you
So,
gotta put $1 in the square jar.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
You got
What did
two
you
of
at? You don't see one. All right. So, nah, so it's just different stuff that I done seen that he didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We're from Main Street. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that.
LBC.
You know what I'm saying? We from Main Street, then lived there up until we was in high school. Like, we are Main Street dudes, like, period. So we done seen a lot. We done been through a lot.
Gotcha.
But Jermaine wasn't that type of dude. And that's what pulled me to being, this ain't really me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to look at something different. So when he started the whole clothing line thing, was like, yo, like, I like this. Like,
Gotcha.
okay, you told me I can do this and I ain't gotta pay nothing. You know, I'm used to not having nothing anyway. So, hey, I'm gonna run with it. So we printing shirts, we're doing shirts, and it's looking nice. And everybody like, yo, like, I like that, man. Like, can you do me one of them?
Okay.
But
Yeah, 'cause
I want
know
mine. I want mine to be in like red and black. I'm like,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
I can do that
Yeah,
for you.
because I'm a customer.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
good customer too.
Yeah.
And he came with the
Freshsince
Freshsince, and he
birth.
wanted his
yeah.
fresh birth,
Yeah.
and he wanted, you know, the year he was born. So it's just a lot of stuff that people like that you can't get for a decent price. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to going to the mall, going to the Arabs, going to whoever, and you want to get a shirt done, you paying $20, $30, $40, even if you want it done and have it back to you in a week.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing days.
Yeah.
For $15, $20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even less than that sometimes. If you family or it's love, it's like, yo, like, I want you to do this. I'll do it for you. Just, can I put my logo on the bottom of it? Oh, yeah, cool. Oh, yeah. You know, don't even worry about the price. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have people that grew up in the hood from Columbus that just want to give back. You know what I'm saying? Not even really on the back burner and giving back. It's just like, okay, cool. Like, I know where you done came from. Like, oh, like, I had a girl hit me in my inbox and asked me, could I go
Domestic
half on
violence.
her with a hoodie?
Mm.
She said, can you go half on me with a Freshbrand hoodie? I was like, baby, like, it's my clothing line. Like, we don't have to go half. Like, just give me what you got. I'm gonna give you the
It's my
hoodie.
brand.
She said, I got $10. I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna do the hoodie for you and give it a 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, where do they get it from? What do they link y'all?
Honestly, we do a lot of our transactions through word of mouth and hand to hand. So we're definitely on Instagram at Freshsince 20XX. Mine is, I don't know, what is it?
Yep _ Mont _ no, yep _ it's _ Mont.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't even think, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think
Yeah.
that's right. I'm gonna be
It
honest.
might not be right.
I don't even think that's right.
So I
Yep
suggest
_ it's _ Mont.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it. Yeah.
I suggest y'all two come together and just put a,
We,
you know what I'm saying?
we-
Maybe a
it's
freshbrand.com or something.
it's
Maybe not
actually
even
it's
.com,
actually
but-
hard. It's well with the Instagram page, it's hard to do that because Freshbrand is his own clothing line.
Okay.
That's what people seem to understand. Freshbrand is his own clothing line. We print on our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Fresh
don't want,
brand
so,
is
so
not-
you kind of keeping it. You
So
want it
it's
to
so
be-
we really
Yeah.
can't.
Okay.
It's hard for us to
It's two separate
just push
businesses
from
in actuality.
one page because we both do different
That's
work.
right. Okay,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So
I
it's
got you.
like you
Okay.
get a post on Facebook and it's like, oh, I need somebody to print a logo for me ASAP, and they're like,
it's like
Mhm.
and they log him and they log me, and it's like, okay, they hit him. They're like, oh, okay, well that price is different. Okay, I'm here, and then my price is like, oh, well, I'm gonna go with him because the price was
Okay, I got
cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So
and
it's like,
it's almost like come to mind paying for. Like at this point, like I started out, equipment was at my house. He ain't know how to use the computer. He ain't know how to use the press this and this, to the point where he has his own setup.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the custom printing, he has his own customers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I have my own customers.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we come together to do Freshbrand,
Yeah.
but somebody might hit him and be like, I need a Freshbrand shirt in this color. You know what I mean? And it's not a competition. Not like what he eat is what he eat.
Yeah.
I don't be like, oh, I saw you sold 10 shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
That's
my,
good.
where
Okay.
my cut at?
It'd be more or less like when any customer, anybody I sell to, I'm like, yo, like, you know, on top of this, like, I need a picture. You know what I'm saying? Post it, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm pushing him towards now, because it'd be sometimes where I see somebody with a shirt, I'm like, I don't even know this dude. Like, how you get that shit like that? And I get thinking in my head,
Right,
like,
somebody
am I
try
missing
to-
a shirt, or
or
did
did
somebody
somebody try to
like
take
double
the
up
brand?
on this?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So, and I'm like, cuz, like, yo, like, did you? He like, oh yeah. So now we're getting to the where your private stuff is your private stuff, but your Freshbrand stuff need to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that has to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? If it's a last minute thing, if it's a rap battle, I'm gonna print for him and I'm gonna do this for him. It has to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we going through now, because he be having like 20,000 different
What
things.
he
on his
trying to
plate.
get on, I'm gonna let
You
you
know what I'm
ask your next question. But what he's getting on is that I have a homie named Lee, who I printed a sweatsuit for. Lee rocks Freshbrand. He promotes
Can we talk on here,
Freshbrand.
like really
He
talk,
does.
or like is
He
it
does
Okay, I'm not gonna say
promotion
anything.
and all of that. So essentially, Lee was out, saw somebody with a Freshbrand shirt on that he didn't know. Lee's a jokester also. So Lee
I went to
approached-
his rap battle over in Hamilton a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago.
okay,
That was with
okay.
Casino.
Yeah.
He went at it with Casino.
Yeah, so
that
you
was
saw
that was
him on
amazing.
Freshbrand.
Yes, the
Okay.
blue sweatsuit.
Yeah.
But mine
That was
is
dope.
dope.
So he
It's dope.
basically,
Have you heard Casino?
he basically
Yeah.
made a joke at somebody that had on a Freshbrand shirt, like, why you got on my company? This guy doesn't have very many corporate friends. A lot of his friends are in the streets, we would say. So this guy took the joke not to be a joke and wanted to
At
be
all.
confrontational and call him out like, who is this dude talking about approaching me this, and this? So he called me like, who is this dude, Lee? And that. I'm like it's just a misunderstanding.
Right.
It's just we all promoting Freshbrand. It's all love.
Okay.
So
that's the understanding.
yeah. It's it's all good.
We
now.
gotta get that out there.
It's all good.
Well, then
now.
that's it. That's it.
It's all about love here on
It's all
Blended
about
Views.
love,
man.
And then when you know business can get
Yeah,
a little
it can.
touchy sometimes.
It can.
So that's good.
And that's
So,
why you gotta build a
a solid foundation with people and make sure that your
That'd be
name
good.
is quality. And that's what's up. We respect it. You know, man. We support you. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Shout
got
out.
something for y'all too, man.
Oh, really?
Is it, yeah, we got something for y'all,
All
man.
right,
Can I take
all
these
right. Hey,
off?
look, hey, we get
I think it's
They're not wireless.
Oh, okay.
How you-
Well,
can I take
yeah,
it
just
off?
go get
I
it,
don't
man.
get the bag.
Love.
So yeah,
We bring
We
gifts.
got gifts.
Oh
gifts.
man.
hey, that's
You know.
what's up. Hey, this is our first gift on the show.
Wow.
Can y'all show y'all's audience? Because
Yeah, we
Yeah, we got y'all.
Mine,
Y'all
yeah.
definitely gotta show the audience what y'all got. Man.
Oh
You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Live
We plugging the radio station with the tees.
Freshbrand, man.
You know what I'm saying? We out here, we active. The brand, baby.
I like that lime green too.
I love
That
it.
lime green.
I'm going with the,
We
black and white.
customizing
It's
colors,
traditional.
man.
We
We
definitely
customizing
do.
sizes. It
Yeah.
don't matter.
You guys
like-
got stickers, man. We put on the
Yeah,
Blended
we
View
got-
we can
614
get you all
No,
that.
we
poster,
ain't
man.
got stickers. We
we got
that coming.
Okay, well, that's good.
We got
All
that
right.
coming.
Hey, at the end of the day,
I do want to ask one last question
Okay.
because I always love to hear, where do you see yourself and where do you see Freshbrand not only a year from now, 5 years from now? Where do you want to be at?
In my honesty, in 5 years, I see Freshbrand as at a minimum a national company,
Okay.
but a national company that is in some way, shape, or form tied to a message
Okay.
or a challenge. Whether 10% or a percent of our shirts go to inner city schools,
Yes.
however we structure it, Freshbrand will not just exist or to make money.
Mhm.
We will be tied to some cause, and we will make sure that anything that we do is to put a spotlight on that,
Yes.
because it's just not about clothes. You understand what I'm saying? It's about a feeling. Like we don't keep it 100. We don't buy your corner store shirts and print stuff on it. We don't do that. It's about the fabric. It's about
Yeah,
the
that
feel.
quality feel
It's
too.
about
Quality.
all of that.
yeah.
So
That
in
print's
5 years,
legit.
like I said, I see us being at a minimum a national company, like I said, tied to a cause, having a purpose, and out here making change.
That's what's up. Hey, that's good stuff, man. Hey,
That's
we
100.
got to take a quick break. and we're gonna come back and we're gonna keep it rolling. Hey man, big shout out to Jermaine.
Hey.
Ryan.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate y'all coming.
They staying with us for the topic of the
we
week.
gonna stay with it.
We love what y'all doing, man. Keep doing it, man. For sure.
After party at Prime next door.
You already
Oh,
know.
yeah, we're priming it up.
Free
Prime
promotion.
it up.
Now we
All right.
actually. Oh, you
Yeah,
gonna
we're
break?
on break. We're going to break.
Yeah.
We talk.
All right.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I just want to say.
What up?
What up, world? This is D the Prophet. Got JR the Great. We got Lamont, Jermaine, Freshbrand in the building. Whew. We are at the topic of the week.
Topic of the week, man. We was just in here going pretty, live as far as, feeling good, man. Talking about the brand, talking about, business. And we're gonna take it a little deep here, though. We left a excerpt of Mac Miller last week.
Yeah. And Mac Miller was kind of talking about how he really dealing with a lot, and he likes the feeling of being high all the time and drunk all the time, and being kind of out of it. And it's kind of why do you feel like you need to be out of it all the time? Because Freshbrand wouldn't have been able to do what they do, being high all the time, being drunk all the time. Like, you've got to have a mindset where, you can build your brand. And clearly doing what he did ended up, he's dead at 26.
Yeah.
And that's real life. We got artists like Lil Peep dead at 21 because they want to get high off Xanax and lean and all this stuff, and a lot of us just kind of sweep it under the rug, and like Dolph Lundgren talked about during the TED Talk, you bottle it up, whether it be abuse that you're dealing with at home, whether it be trauma you're dealing with, and this bottling it up is deep stuff. And we as a community, and I love, Jermaine, when you hit on it with your brand, you're not just wanting to build it to make money, you're wanting to build back the community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to hit hard now with the topic of the week. So on Blend of You 614 on the Facebook, I posted a article titled Young Rappers Who Are Getting Honest About Doing Battle with Depression, Drug Addiction, and Suicide. I'm not going to read through it. I'm not going to quote it. But it's a great article that really hits home a lot that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So
what we were talking about was like how a lot of us grow up in a society where, having a good time is okay. Drinking, smoking, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But then there comes a point where some of the homies, some of the friends, you may start to see that it's taking over them in a different way. You know what I mean? And it's more so not to have fun, but it's more so of to try to like cover something up.
Mhm.
We're trying to cover up the fact that I'm going through this, that, and the other, or that I just got hooked and I don't know how to get off.
yeah,
Whatever
it's a
may be.
trap.
Yes. So
Yeah.
our whole thing is we are realizing that the entertainment is an influence, especially with the social media.
Definitely.
You know, kids are being able to witness these things at an early age, hear these things in the music, and it's like, I want to be like that. I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get caught up in it, because of them being young, them not being experienced, not being able to go through some things, they get caught, trapped, like you said. And now it's an issue of who's helping these kids, who's helping these adults.
Yeah.
You know, where is it coming from? The influence. So what we want to know, you know, from us, from this panel, what can we do? What can we do to try to prevent things, or what are we looking for sign wise when it comes down to these things that we're witnessing as adults to kids and as adults to adults, peer to peer? You know, the pressure, the influence, what is it going to take for us to try to help this prevention? Because it's necessary.
I'll be 100% honest. I'm not going to sit here and prescribe and say that I have the answer.
Gotcha.
None of us do.
What I can tell you is that there has been a further disconnect in generations in the aspect of respect.
Facts.
And I say that to say that I'm 38, but to these young adolescents, or however you want to refer to them that we're talking about now, I'm an old guy.
Okay.
My
You're
favorite
OG.
no, I'm an old lame man who's still on Facebook, because as far as my daughter who's watching says, old people use Facebook.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So they don't care to hear what I have to say.
Mm.
So I would venture to say that I believe that you would literally have to find someone in their generation that has as much influence as those who are doing the drugs and promoting them that people would listen to, because unfortunately they're not going to listen to us.
No.
We're old, we're outdated, we hate on young, and we did this and that, and that. Our music, not to glorify, but our music glorified selling drugs and making money from it.
Mhm.
You may have had a couple rappers who may have had a couple lines about maybe doing a line or so, but there was definitely not the blatant I'm out here, you know what I mean, doing this and this,
Right.
or whatever. But if we are going to do something, then I would say that, again, we need to find that subculture of kids who are that age, who are still popular, who still have the influence, who still have 50,000 Instagram followers. You know what I mean? Because to be honest, the kid who does drugs and does goofy stuff and what's his name? Boom Gang or whatever his name is.
Boonky.
Like, yeah, whatever his name is, like he has millions of followers, but my dude, he done came up, but my dude that was just walking around smiling, Mr. Hotspot or whatever, just like nobody's paying attention to that, really.
Mhm.
But like I said, if you out here doing drugs and I'm falling, I did 10 Xanax and I'm falling asleep while I'm on live with you, like you got a million people watching.
Well, I think it's about it's more so about what are you doing to the extreme that's catching the eye.
Who can
But
top that
Exactly.
other
Exactly.
high or that other view?
Exactly.
who's one up in the,
Who's
you know,
one up in
exactly.
it?
because what we talk about here is we want to try to promote as much positive as possible, because it's a lot of negativity
Oh yeah.
in the world.
You're not
So-
going to find the donkey of the day
No,
on here. No.
And that's, no jabs, but it's more so of we need it. It's got to be a balance per se,
Yeah.
because like we tell the kids in the school, if you don't hear us telling you that there is things for you to do there that's in a positive way, or you can be whatever you want to be, then you're not gonna do it. You're gonna listen to what you listen to on the radio, on the Instagram, Facebook Live, or whatnot. So our goal is to try to reach, and like you said, was a great idea or a great goal to have with them, is to find someone that does have that impact and that will influence them in a sense of they'll listen to them too.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that. I feel like we also, when you find that group of youngsters or whatever who are doing that positive thing, you got to include the parents.
Yeah, that's real.
Because you can have the most positive kid in the world, but if he go home after school and his mama a thought, and,
Yeah.
and she got a different dude over there every night for $40. You know what I'm saying? Or she's drinking
straight,
drinking hen. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
like
yes.
all that positivity is gonna go to
It's not gonna
to
matter
nowhere.
because that's your mother.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
person that
Because
puts you on this earth.
That's his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be the first to tell you. I told my daughter, we don't do that. Somebody hit you, tell the teacher. Somebody put their hands on you, you gonna fight back, and I deal with it as a parent. But there's certain limitations to what you know what I mean? Like you tell your kids to do.
Yeah,
You don't say if somebody hit you, hit them back, and then when they on the floor, stomp them out, and then you know what I mean, hit them with the elbow. You know what I mean? Like you don't. There's extremes.
Lamont, you tell
You know
your
what-
kids that?
He definitely.
No.
He was
No,
trying to bring a
well,
little light, John.
I just been waiting on my turn. You know what I'm saying?
Just a
So
little light.
nah, I don't tell my kids that, but what I do tell my kids that, do unto others as others do unto you. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody treating you like shit, you're gonna treat them back like
$3.
Yeah, you had three.
Yes.
You had three.
Yeah, okay,
It's
but
cool, man. I understand, man.
it fall back to a scene that just happened on my son's school bus. I was on the phone with him. He told me that the bus driver was driving and he hit the brakes because he almost hit somebody, and a couple of the kids hurt themselves on the bus, and they were sitting there waiting on another bus to come, and they was basically all on the bus clowning around and playing, and a little girl grabbed his glasses. I work hard for my money, period. I've always worked hard for money, and I work for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So if I work for you, you gotta work for me. That's just my thing. So if I'm working hard to get you what you want and what you need to work hard to make sure that it stays okay.
Gotcha.
So
Mm-hmm.
somebody grabbed his glasses while he was on the phone with me, telling me about the incident, about what happened. Somebody grabbed his glasses, and all I hear is, "Give me my glasses, give me my glasses, give me my glasses." So instantly, I got an attitude, and I start flying to where they was at. In my head, I don't care if it's a kid or an adult, it's the principle. Like, teach your kid manners. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, you should not be grabbing someone else's glasses when you know they need those glasses to see with. But you taking those glasses from that kid, they can't function like they need to when they need to.
Gotcha.
So you taking something away from that kid that you did not provide or purchase. So it's like, what made you do that? So my son got mad, being who he is and going off of what I told him. He reacted. You take something from me, I'm gonna take something from you. So he, punched the kid and took it to a whole other level.
Okay.
And,
Back to mental health.
but the outcome,
What you're getting at is
We're going off
Violence is
off
not
the rails.
necessary.
what you're getting at.
We'll never be invited back. Excuse
Hey,
us.
This is part of blended views. It's everybody's view. Everybody has a perspective in life. Shout out to Bardo Jones.
Hey,
Everybody got a perspective. We're gonna respect your perspective. It ain't right, but I respect it.
this dude.
Oh,
But no, okay.
All right,
Okay.
back on
To bring
top.
it back, to bring it back.
All right.
To bring it back. Thank you though, because it was getting a little dark. So he brought a
Definitely
little
got
light.
dark.
And he always does that, man. Since I've known this cat, man, he's one of the funniest dudes I ever met in life. And I appreciate you, man. But stop telling your kids to beat up kids. Dolan.
Yes.
I mean, D the Prophet. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Dollar.
This is middle name. I mean, last name, Dolan.
Oh, I'm gonna be going $1.
Nah.
Yeah,
That was a player.
D dollar
Yeah,
sign,
yeah, yeah.
like Ty Dollar sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
D the
That's
Prophet.
me.
Or Bernie Mac
But-
players club.
Yeah, one of them.
$1.
But okay, so on a serious note,
Mm-hmm.
if the drug abuse, the mental illness, the trauma, we talked about these things in some of our previous shows.
Mm-hmm.
And what it leads up to is it does go back to the parents, and it
Yes.
does go to, how the kids retain it as well. Because we can preach to them, but if the main influence is not us and it's this phone, this tablet, this computer, then we're battling. You know what I mean? So yeah, they gonna take what you say as far as if somebody hit me, hit them back. That's easy to retain.
Yeah.
But hey, I need you to go in there, get your education, you learn everything. When you telling them that type of thing, it can become challenging for them, difficult.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is prevent them from having these influences, such as drugs
Mhm.
and those issues that may cause them to, think about suicide.
Mhm.
And there
all
was
those things.
two things that my mom always told me growing up. There are two things that all children want to be is loved and cared about.
Yeah.
And if those two basic needs aren't met, they're going to find anything in life to meet those two needs.
100%.
And if it's doing drugs and you feel loved when you do that, you're going to stick with that until it
Right.
kills you.
Being a
Right.
thought.
You're going to have sex with multiple men and multiple women because you think that's going to bring you love, but it's not at the end of the day. It's just going to bring you pain and heartache, and
Because
it's going
I
to.
don't think it falls to what your parents tell you. Like,
Yeah.
because you never want to listen to your parents. Your
No.
parents is always wrong.
You're always going to be rebellious.
Regardless of what they doing and what you seeing, it's never gonna be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got your own mindset, you got your own way of what you're gonna think about and what you're gonna do. So
Eventually, though,
it all rolls, it all rolls down to
Yeah, tell them, man.
what you around. You know what I'm saying? Because you can tell your kid one thing, oh, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But they got their own mind. So it's kind of, with me as a parent, it's kind of like you gotta roll with what your kid doing, support them, but still try and guide them in the right direction.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you try to take control and have them do what you didn't do, or have them do what you didn't do. It's like it's a challenge. It's like, damn, I see myself going down this path. I need to stop them.
Right.
Like,
And
no, you
that's-
can't do that
Right.
because
No.
when you done it, you didn't have no support. With your kid doing it, okay, they have your support. You can tell them, like, okay, it's cool, but this is the outcome of it.
Right.
Look at me. You know what I'm saying? I went down that same path. You know what I mean?
Don't-
So it's
what
like
is it?
a-
don't be
But
like
see,
me.
going
Yeah,
back,
don't.
going back to
My grandmother always told me. She said, "Don't do as I do. Do as I say."
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like you see me sitting here drinking, smoking. I might be sleeping with multiple guys and going out all the time and doing this and the other, but that's what I do.
But
Don't do as I do.
Going back to just the topic and piggybacking off what you're saying, unfortunately, I'm gonna keep on in the Black community, mental illness is not something that is talked about. Is not something that
Mhm.
That's what we
that
get.
Yes.
it's not something that you can't go to your homeboy or your family or whatever. It's shunned upon.
Stop crying.
It's-
Man
it's-
up.
man
it's-
up.
Toughen up.
I'm be honest, it's shunned upon almost
Right.
as much as being gay in the Black community, to be honest with you. And so our parents were not taught to deal with issues in a therapeutic manner.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They were not taught that. Those of our parents and grandparents who came home from war and this and that, they came home to impoverished neighborhoods that were filled with heroin at that point.
Mhm.
So there was not a PTSD go see a doctor.
Right.
It was PTSD go
It's
see the
not
man
the-
in the alley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and get that. You know what I mean,
Get
that
that
boy
fixed.
and get that fixed. And that's how you're gonna deal with them nightmares of Vietnam. That's how you're gonna deal with all of that. You understand what I'm saying? So our parents were never taught that. So I feel like our generation needs to recognize all children don't need medicine. All children don't need therapy.
Mhm.
But if you recognize that your child may need to talk to somebody, don't be ashamed. Don't make your child feel bad. Like, no, you need to talk to somebody because I'm your parent.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna keep it real. I might tell you the wrong effing thing
Yes.
because I'm telling you from an aspect of, you know what I mean, this or this.
guy.
You know what I mean? So we need to be able to recognize that
Really?
that sometimes our kids
Really?
do need to talk to somebody and they do need to express themselves in a different manner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
Because
sure.
they don't. And then when they don't, then you go to the doctor. The doctor's like, they're ADHD. Give them a pill.
Yeah.
Here's
Put
the
'em on
pill.
Riddle 'em.
No. Have you tried alternatives before that? Have you
Yeah.
tried to, or no? Unfortunately, I'm gonna keep it real again, 100%. There are too many of our kids receiving SSI checks because they mothers don't want to work.
Yeah.
These
Facts.
kids are not really
Facts.
X'd out here.
Facts.
But I can get an SSI check for my child.
Oh yeah, my son ADHD.
Oh yeah,
he is.
oh yeah.
And then
But he ain't-
they're teaching them
I'm
to be like that.
yeah, and then you
Yeah.
reinforce that,
Right.
Mhm.
so you can get a check. You got 3 kids getting SSI, and you ain't working, and ain't nothing wrong with your kids, but they need a butt whipping every now and then or sit down and talk to,
Right.
and a role model.
I think
That's real talk.
Dolan,
That's
your
real
mom
talk.
said that.
But this is-
Communication.
That's real talk.
Communication is
Yes,
key.
yes.
We can go all night.
Yeah,
on
it's
this.
frustrating,
When they
man.
start,
Man.
and this is the thing about what he was saying about them starting to get that check for their kid for that disability or whatever the case may be. That kid starts believing that
Yes,
there
that's
is
what I'm
something
saying.
wrong
Right.
with them.
And they teaching them,
But
and
it's
they
not.
saying
And they're not in regular classes with regular
Right.
kids. They're in
Exactly.
different classes
Yeah.
with different kids who
Do you
really
know-
got
Do
problems.
you know how many kids we work with and they come to us and say, I got anger issues?
Yeah.
That is like the number one.
Right.
It's like you
Yeah.
don't have anger
Who
issues.
told you that anger
Yeah.
issues?
What do you mean anger issues?
What is anger? Swear
You
to the
don't
day,
even know
anger.
what you're angry
Man.
about.
Yeah.
100%.
Until someone to confront you say you're not angry. No one's listened to you,
Yeah.
and you pissed off at the world.
You haven't been taught how to deal with that
Yep.
anger. You don't have
Exactly.
anger issues.
And you
We
gotta
all
outlet
have
it.
anger issues.
Right.
We all get
Everybody,
angry.
everybody.
If someone
Right.
pushes your button and
Yeah.
bottles it in, and you deal
Yeah.
with so much trauma,
Like you
and
said
you
earlier.
being told
Yeah.
you can't talk about it, yeah, you're gonna walk
Mhm.
around being mad.
I was told that if you got anger issues, you hurt yourself.
Yeah. Hurt people hurt.
If
Yes.
you,
What
if
is
you,
it?
Yes.
Hurt
like,
people
yeah,
hurt
if you,
people.
if you got
Hurt
anger
people hurt.
issues, you're gonna start doing something. So that's an anger issue.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
having an attitude if somebody push a button, that's just normal
Yes.
in my book.
Gotcha.
That's just normal. You just got an attitude problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, yours is different though. Lamont.
Chill out. If I get mad.
That's the face of Freshbrand.
hey, this is good. This is good stuff,
But
man.
no, 100%.
One of my buddies on here, Mel, said you got to set the example and open to communicate about living the right life. So
Yeah.
the positive,
Definitely.
And
you know what I mean?
and you mentioned,
Yeah.
Jermaine, like people in the hip hop community. Man, I want to give a shout out to Logic, man, and his song. I don't know if you've heard it, but
Yeah.
1-800
Mhm.
273.
Yeah.
Write this down seriously. 1-800-273-8255. That is literally the National Suicide Prevention Hotline
Yeah,
Lifeline. I mean, and let me read this to you. After the music video went viral, calls to the Lifeline went up 30 and 50%.
That's
Because
what's up.
they knew that someone like Logic had that platform
Mhm.
and said, you know what? We're done with this. He
Yeah.
was part of the Truth campaign.
Yeah.
Dude, if we can end cigarettes, there is no reason we cannot end
cigarettes.
drug abuse and all that.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's
I want to say something too, not to interrupt you, but with the mental health thing, we have a lot of people out here that have a strong friend,
Mhm.
but check on them too.
yes,
Yes.
please.
That
Yes.
person is always there for everybody. They all they going
They
through
taking
too.
in that.
They taking in all your issues. They taking in their mama, all that. So check on them too. He's definitely not that person, but
I am, guys.
like I said,
Why is my
check on them
headphones
people
ringing?
too, because
I think I'm going crazy.
their mental health is just as important as the people that they're helping. And unless
That's real.
we out there checking on everybody, like call your friends, drop you like, no, homie, like dudes out there, tell your homie like I love you. Like I have no
Yes.
problem telling this
Yeah.
man like I
don't
love
ever
you.
be afraid to hug
Right,
somebody.
right.
Like that.
It's necessary. The things that
It's too hard out here these
that
days.
the society has, tainted
Mhm.
as being whatever. It gives us the sense, especially the kids, it gives them a
Oh,
sense
yeah.
of fear in being who they really are.
Mhm.
I tell the students I work with, cry.
Mhm.
If you gotta
Yes.
cry, get
Get
it out.
Yeah.
Don't let that bottle in. That's just like the TED Talk, man. When you
Yeah.
bottle it in, when it comes out rageful,
Yeah.
or it comes
Or
out
make them out
pain,
too
Yeah.
late.
or
Yeah.
it may be too late.
I'm dealing
So
with a situation now where I have a daughter who's in 9th grade. She has a female friend who wants to be referred to as a male.
okay,
And I have no issue when she's at our house, we do as she asks. But it's a little conflict because we also know that her parents don't agree with it.
okay.
So I feel as a parent, like, am I doing something wrong by allowing this child to act in this manner and acknowledging this child in a way that her parents don't agree with?
Mhm.
But my standpoint is that when you in my house, be you. Be you. I don't want you to be nobody else. So when we was in 9th grade, I'm gonna keep it real. I think I knew 2 dudes that was gay openly.
Mhm.
This is somebody that's in 9th grade that's literally transgender and, or wants to be transgender. You know what I mean? And to be dealing with that and then not to have your parents support and all that. Like, no, I'm there to support you. Like, I'm not
Yes.
gonna go as far as to doing something, you know what I mean, that your parents wouldn't want. But
Right.
if you want to be referred to as a male in a different name when you're in my house,
Mhm.
then by all means, I'll oblige to that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because these kids have enough pressure at all. You got grades, you got school. Do this boy like me? Do this girl like me? My body don't look right. You know what I mean? Like to go dealing with all that and then have to deal with your parents not liking you because the way that you feel. I couldn't imagine.
Hey, and I think that
Wow.
leads into a totally broader topic
For another day,
for
for
sure.
sure.
But it was-
we'll come back.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm about to go in.
No, what I'm
He
saying
already
though.
know I'm
but-
about to go in.
Hey, but see, this
I'm
is
not gonna win,
what we
so.
do though. This is what we do. We're
Mhm.
trying to give a platform. You know what I'm saying? And let people talk about it. I mean, in a minute we're gonna open up these phone lines. Not tonight, but that's our goal.
I saw somebody calling in Facebook Live, just calling in now.
Straight up, you did.
Yes, somebody calling in Facebook Live,
Don't
just
answer
calling
while
in.
I'm here 'cause it might be my mom.
Who
Just make
knows?
Sure. Let me know who it was first.
Right,
You know
Renata.
the rules. Oh yeah, like hey, his mom said your house, your rules. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah, man. At the end of the day, you know, blended because we all have our opinion.
mhm.
We all have
Come back from different surroundings. Like I grew up in the suburbs of Springfield. I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't. Yes. I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in anywhere tough. Like I had it easy. I grew up in white America, white privilege.
I'm about to say, yeah. I'm about to say Springfield.
I'm about to say,
But
bro,
I
He's
mean,
in
you
the
just-
suburbs of Springfield.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You probably never been there, but that's the thing.
But no, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know nothing about it. I know it.
I mean, there's definitely tough parts.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I've been there, done
Yeah.
it. Yes.
I respect that
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, but that's the whole. That's why we are who we are. Blended views. You know, we want you to get a different perspective on the topics that we give.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're gonna be intense. Me and him
Yeah.
might not agree, and then sometimes we're gonna agree
Yeah.
because we work together. We build a bond. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's what we're trying to do with our guests and the audience. So
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
time, man, the topics, man, that we have, man, is based off of things that we've been through or we've witnessed or that I might not know about that he
Okay.
knows about, and then we just give our point,
Yeah.
vice versa. So
Mhm.
right now, man, I think we need to take a quick break.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap this up, man. I mean, it's been real. This has been real good, man. We thank
Definitely
everybody
enjoyed
for,
myself.
yeah,
Thank you.
joining in.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you, Freshbrand, for
Yeah,
coming
Freshbrand.
out.
Yeah, we definitely, if you invite us back, we'll come back.
Yeah.
And I'll be no interview, whatever topic.
Yeah.
I live for this. So
Okay,
if you got some hood stuff,
yeah.
you know, if y'all want to do the after dark, then y'all contact this dude.
Hey, he just gave us an idea, man. It's
Yeah.
something that we might want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Blended views after
Blended
dark.
views
Hey,
after dark.
Blended views. You know what I'm saying? It's hey,
Definitely
we're gonna
gotta
talk
do
a
that.
lot of
about grown-up
conversation
things.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Woo.
No kids allowed. You know what I mean?
Brandon said, "What's up, Brandon Cooper?"
Huh?
Brandon Cooper.
said what's
Oh,
up.
what up?
Say
What
what's
up?
up.
What up, Coop?
In 2 weeks, folks, Central State.
Yeah. Hey, let's just get on that.
Y'all going there?
We there. Homecoming. It's going down.
Oh.
We setting up live.
Well, I got that relaunch party October 20th. Is that same
No, that's
weekend?
the weekend after.
I can probably make it, man. As long as y'all
So-
driving, I'll ride with
So
you.
we telling you first here, Blended
Definitely
Views
ride,
614 will be live. Well, we'll be live. We'll be there. We'll have be Instagram live, Facebook live, everywhere from Central State's homecoming. This is about the community. We coming out. We coming to you. You come to us. We come to you.
That's
Straight like
like
that,
you.
man.
I like
It's going
that.
down. Hey, what we gonna do is we ain't gonna take no break. What we gonna do is we just gonna go ahead.
Go right to
let's
it.
just let's just end it off.
All right.
How we end. And let me go ahead and just give you a quick something that I took a L. I'm gonna go ahead and put the L up here.
Ooh.
I ain't got this word of the day, man.
Okay.
So,
There ain't much to say.
hey, so this week we don't have
I
a
got
word
the
of the
quote.
but next week we're gonna have two up. I'm gonna double up because you know the sword, if you don't know, is a combination of swag and nerd. So we
Okay.
try to get some clever words, some clever vernacular for everybody to put into their vocab.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I got one for you.
Okay.
Look at that.
You said
Do you know the
a word?
definition?
I know the definition. I made it up, so I got it.
Ah,
Oh, well, okay.
So,
Fact.
Dude.
so
hold on, wait.
okay.
because we got to introduce it.
Okay.
So at the end, this is how we rolling out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to whirl out with the swerve.
Swerve.
And then my main man, D the Prophet, is going to hit us with the quote of the day.
Okay.
And then we're going to end this show, man. Once again, man, we appreciate Freshbrand for coming out.
Appreciate
man.
for having us here.
Definitely.
And I'm
you
rocking my
got gang
t-shirt
signs?
tomorrow.
No, I just said
Can I rock my t-shirt to work tomorrow?
Don't even ask, man.
All
Just
right.
do it.
I'm rocking my
I didn't know
Do
you
it.
came in
That's
like
what I'm
that.
talking about.
I didn't hear. Just do it.
Let's do it.
I'm talking about. Now we get the principal on board because we do polos too.
Okay.
I don't wear polos. I'm telling you right now, I don't like polos.
Okay, we can do the business show.
I like.
Yeah,
I like
this.
We're
this.
walking to the top.
Do a tie. I'll take
Ooh,
ties. I want
tie.
you to customize my ties.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, this is business. Look
I
at
got
that.
you.
Beautiful.
I got you.
All right, look.
I got you. Just don't
You
spit
said
my
the
kids,
swerve?
man.
Swerve.
No,
The
Swerve of the day.
Okay, the swerve of the day.
Swerve.
I'll give an explanation real quick. So the swerve of the day. If you were born in the 80s, but still running around here like you was born in the 2000s, the swerve of the day is Thotteroni.
Mm.
Okay. So it sounds like the swerve is another combinational word
It's
that
a
you put
swerve.
together.
That is correct.
Okay. So the definition of it is if you are
Born in the 80s,
but
but running around here like you was born in the 00s,
in the OOs,
Cause why you looking at me?
you
man?
a Thotteroni.
Okay.
It can be male or female. I mean,
All right,
I'm
man,
just saying.
Let me go on that topic real quick.
Thot-
I feel like
Thotteroni?
Thotteroni.
So-
Thotteroni.
not like
Okay.
tenderoni, like,
Tenderoni.
but Thotteroni.
Thotteroni.
That
Thotteroni.
sound like it's low key, like it's sweet and sour. Like
Like Bobby Brown. That's what we thought.
Bobby Brown.
Okay.
definitely not.
And Chris
Bobby
Brown.
And Chris Brown.
Bobby Brown and
And
Chris
Chris.
Brown.
Okay.
Okay, I roll.
So you Bobby Brown's age,
Okay.
but you trying
Acting
to
like
live
Chris
like Chris
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
You a Thotteroni.
See, there we go. That's
Okay,
it.
okay. Now
You
I
Whitney
feel like
Houston
you're at me now.
Trying to live like
Okay.
Rihanna.
Okay, ain't got
You a
it.
Thotteroni.
All right.
Yeah, I answered.
All right, so that's it. Swerve.
Swerve.
Dolan, let's hit this with the quote.
Quote of the week comes from my man Warren Buffett. If you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will work until you die.
That's from Big Money Buffett.
I'm telling you, folks, it's about that
Billionaire
residual income, residual
Residual
income. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Facts.
hey, next week we're gonna have 2 swerves of the day. We got my girl from Central State. I ain't even gonna tell you our name, man. I'm just gonna post her in a little bit. But she coming in, man. She been doing big things, man. She been traveling the world. She been helping the world. I mean, I really truly enjoy people that love helping other people. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense, man. We supposed to pay
That's what
it
we're
forward.
about.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
is.
You know what I mean? What'd you say?
I know what it is.
Nah, you don't.
Yeah, I did.
Nah, you don't know her. It's cool.
It's Grace Jones.
You look like that. But no, so we got a good show next week too.
By the way, thank you for sticking with us, man. We went over the 8:30.
We had to. We had to.
This was a good show. Thank you again. Thank you, Freshbrand, for being a part of it.
Hey, we do
We
this.
got a
though.
night
I
for
tell
this. We gonna
I-
have a
hey,
night for this.
yeah.
We-
But I got a request since I came up with the
I'm
idea.
excited for Central State's
Yeah, you
homecoming.
are.
If we do
Because
the
this,
whole-
what you've seen, I have a feeling is
Oh
what
man,
It's
listen.
love.
It's you got Central State, then you got us.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
You got Central
Yeah.
State and you got us, man.
Because we
oh
when we link up,
God.
it's like we was just together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's
yeah,
nonstop jokes. You
nonstop
can't
jokes,
breathe.
fun, laughing,
It's-
everything.
yeah, man.
Food for
And
thought.
everybody
I
don't.
like the
The good thing about it is that everybody don't do everything. You know what I'm saying? You got your ones that party and want to drink, and you got your ones that party that don't want to drink. You know what I'm saying? You got your ones that, and we all still act the same regardless of how we are. So I think that's why how we bonded as kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like you got AG, he didn't drink. You know what I'm saying? You got me that I drunk and then I had my money. Oh, I didn't smoke. It was like a jump around type of thing. Yeah, you turned up.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh, okay.
shooting
Well, yeah.
points. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But it was like, but we
Now-
still had a crew to where it was just like we still bonded. You know what I'm saying? It was like a you and with this today thing, these kids, everybody has to do the same thing or you're not down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta fit in. You didn't have to fit
you got to
in.
work hard,
Be
but you
yourself,
got
man,
you got
and
to
you
play
still-
hard and work
that's,
hard.
That's real friends. You know what I'm saying? Real friends come from supporting you on regardless of what you do. That's a real friend.
Well, there it is, man. This was good. Good show. We
Yep.
will invite y'all back, man. for
Please
sure.
do. And,
Yeah.
and since I came
Invite
out with
him
the
back.
idea for the after,
Because
I need to be the third host.
Oh,
on the
okay.
Blended
Well,
Moments
hey, look,
After
hey,
Dark.
He said it. Jermaine put it on
Yeah.
the floor.
We
and
can
if
get
we
it
gotta make it
cracking.
happen, we'll make
With
it
two
happen.
C's.
so you know, we're going off air now.
Yeah,
We're not off air yet.
Not
but-
yet.
Yeah, we got.
But thanks to everybody that joined in, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. It's always good. Thursday night. Every Thursday night, man.
7:30 to 8:30.
7:30, 8:30. We went over a little bit, and that's okay too, because we was having a good time. So
Yeah.
D the Prophet, you signing
I
up?
love you, world.
Mont, Jermaine.
You know,
Peace.
Hey, my man.
See how far print.
There it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, we out, y'all, man.
How